Good evening, everyone. Hello. How are we all? Can someone just check, make sure you got audio from the game coming through and that it's not too loud, and plus you can hear my lovely voice. Just let us know in chat if that's all okay on your end, and if it is, then we'll be good to go. Excellent. Sounds like everyone can hear me all right. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Wolfie Set. Hello, Kim. Hello, Abdudi65. Hello, Innocent Baraka. Hello, Ripper Junkie. I've got chat window open to the left of me, so that's great. I can see everyone's chat. So if you have any questions throughout tonight's stream, by all means, throw them up into the chat. So tonight's stream is a case study, and this week we're looking at Super Mario Odyssey on Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm going to do something a bit different this time around, in that we're going to do a case study this week of this game. But usually what happens is that the following week is a live UE4 tutorial. What I thought would be quite fun is that we do a case study, and then the following week we do a live UE4 tutorial on trying to make something from this case study. So for example, as we play through today and discuss things, we'll pick something out in particular and take that forward into our tutorial session next week, so we can try and replicate what we're seeing here today. So that's something quite cool. Hopefully people will enjoy and get something more out of this case study than usual. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Hopefully I don't need to introduce what Mario is. We're all familiar with Mario. So I have beaten this game before. I cannot remember this save. I have not played this game for a long time. I've forgotten all the controls. So this would be interesting. Okay, so remember where I'm at with this. So how many moves have I got? Let's have a look. Okay. I think this is my main save. It looks like my main save. Yeah. Okay, so this is where I left off last time. So my game's beaten. Not fully, but mostly done. So we can just play around and have a look. So if you're unfamiliar with how this game works compared to other Mario games, you've got the usual 3D platforming stuff. But the main gimmick in this one is that you can throw your hat and not only use it as a weapon, but also take control and possess stuff. So we can do, find something like these frogs, for example. If I spin my hat onto it, I can take possession of this character and have different controls set for this character. So yeah, loads of cool stuff you could do in here. And we can do motion controls to jump even higher. And I've forgotten how you get out of this thing. There you go. So the idea of the game is that there's loads of these collectible moons all over the map, and you have to try and find them all. So yeah, so we've got a few things we can discuss here. So let's look at this map as we're in it and look at how things are done here. Let's start off with this smoke and the fog effect. So this fog is handled by using distance field, I think. So as you get near it, it will dissipate and go away. That's the easiest way of doing it. Now it's got its own movement controls set on the material, so that its vertex manipulation is making it move up and down and in a ghost-like fashion. But as the player is near it, it kind of blurs out where the camera is actually, not the player or camera. I think it looks like the camera, so the camera sort of paints out the effect. That's interesting. So it's not the player, the character doing it, not Mario doing it. It is actually the camera that is moving the fog away. If I move my camera in this way, I clear the fog out of Mario's path. That's quite interesting. So Mario has a few skills in this game. You've got a spin, so I can do a spin like this. I can jump. and triple jump. You can ground pound, and you can do some hat tricks as well. So you can bounce on your hat and so forth. All quite cool. So for our tutorial next week, we could do numerous things. We could do things like how you do a hat like attack like this. We could do a hat attack where you can spin it out and jump on it. If you want, I can show you how to do the possession. So you can take control of other characters and pawns inside the level and manipulate them however you like. So there's quite a few things going there, what you could do. You also got this sort of jump as well. So let's go through chat and see what people have got suggestions for. So Kim is making a possession feature for his game on Zone. That's interesting. If you want to see how I would do it, I could show that. If you want to learn how to ground pound, interesting. Okay, so you want to do that. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's pretty simple to do. That shouldn't be too difficult to actually achieve that. So if we do a ground pound, we can do a ground pound tutorial. The fog, yeah, so the fog in this way, you can use, I don't know if, their one is very strange because it's like, it's been masked out by the player character and the camera and then rejoins over the time. So I don't know if it's using distance fields. I think it might actually just be using a material that's painting, but as you run around it's painting where you are and where you've been, and it's telling it not to render in those spaces. Because if I stand in the fog and stand still, the fog will creep back over me. So that tells me it's not to do with render fields. So it's telling me, I think, that you actually are painting. I think you're painting the height map onto it as you run around. That'd be an interesting one to do. So to do possession in Unreal, like this, this map doesn't have much in terms of possession. Let's go to a different map where we've got more stuff we can do stuff with. Let's go over here to our ship. Can I leave here straight away? I don't think I can't remember any of these controls. Let's go back to the ship. I know you can go from the ship. So if you want to do grass that flicks up underneath your feet, that's just a particle effect we can achieve. There we go. Yeah, so Wolfie, I don't think they're using distance fields in this case. I think they're just using, they got it move, like the whole material of it moving up and down. Then as you run around, I reckon you're painting onto a material of the land, like a landscape material. You're painting like an alpha map onto it. And the alpha map then is controlling what bits are being risen by this world position offset or not. Yes. Can we do them all next week? I doubt we'll have time to do them all, but we can, especially if I manage to do them all. I mean, a ground pound I can do quickly. That doesn't take too long. Possession's a little bit different and difficult to indicate how to do, but we can try to do as many as we can. And the fog stuff, that's a whole, I don't know, that's something else. Let's go to, what's a good place to go for? Let's go to the Metro Kingdom. That's good for possession. Yeah, we could try the fog. I don't know if you, sorry, I had to move away from my mic. Yeah, we have a look at how to do the fog. I haven't done something like it personally before, so it'd be an interesting one to try and solve. Yeah, maybe. So in Unreal, to do the possession stuff, you have a player controller and then you have the player character. When you throw something at another actor, and you check if it's a possessable actor, and then you tell it to change the player controller to possess that character instead of the one you currently, like Mario. What that does mean though is that you have to program individual motion and animations for every single controllable character. So this thing would have its own control system. Yeah. So I think you can do a taxi as well, can't you? I don't know actually. Do these things, so you can do these things. So that you have to obviously program this sort of inanimate motion control, which isn't too difficult. It's mostly just animation. Yeah. How long did it take me to complete this game? I don't know. I'm still haven't really finished it. I've got the I don't know if you can see it, but I've done. I've completed the main story, but I have not done the Dark Side of the Moon. So, yeah. Whee! So here we go. These things. Wow. So if you want, we could try and replicate the hat. We can try and replicate the fog that we saw in the previous level. Yeah, so there's quite a few things we could possibly try and do. If you ever try and make a 3D platformer, by the way, the trick to making it good, like Mario, is that if you have an empty space, so if I go into this empty space over here, you want to, before you do absolutely anything else, is make your character running around fun. Mario is fun to move. He's reactive. You can change on a dime. You've got special moves. You can do loads of stuff without actually going anywhere. So it's really, you can do loads of cool crap. And that this should be just a fun task. If you can nail this bit, making it fun on a level plane, then you can make the whole game fun. If your platformer isn't fun in a boring open space, then your game's not going to be any good. Which is where a lot of 3D platformers go wrong, and where Mario succeeds massively. It is a triumph, especially this one. Just loads of cool fun stuff. Go back to this. How would you do the hat spinning? What, like this? Oh, hello. If I just move out of the way of stuff. Oh, hang on. We'll get still. That. It's motion control, obviously, how they did it. I don't know. You'd have to piss about. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Probably have to piss about a little bit with the settings in Unreal to figure out what combination of settings would make this work good. But yeah. So the hat spinning like this, like the round around the player, that. So I'm guessing it just. Not entirely sure. I mean, you just have to. I guess you just have to code it just to rotate around a certain point, which is the player character point, at a certain speed. But it kind of takes over into its own thing. I'm not too sure. Again, a lot of this requires some experimentation to try and get the feel of it right. After Metro Kingdom, can we go to the Sand one? This is the one part I'd like to get some notes. There's a part that is a 2D Mario time over a cylindrical shape, so you loop around it. Oh yeah, I know. I made some movement, but I had a problem with the camera. I love Jack and Dexter. The original was groundbreaking. The show didn't make any more. Spins when it moves forward. Oh, this. That. Oh, that. Yeah, so you just... You can get a rotating movement as a projectile. And at a certain distance, turn its velocity off. And it will keep spinning. And the yellow line, that's just a particle effect that you have animated onto it. There's a moon there I ain't got. Oh god. Christ, this thing's sensitive. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so should we go to sand level then? Go to that one. I forget, is there a way to go back to the menu screen without going back to the ship? I can't remember. I'll just go back to the ship for now, but I swear there was a shortcut to do it. It went from here, was it? No, that's not it. I can't do it from here. Don't know. Yeah, if you know if there's a way, I swear there was, but maybe I'm mistaken. Do Nintendo make their own game engine? For this game, yes, but not always. So Yoshi, the newest Yoshi game, that uses Unreal Engine 4. The wire that Mario travels up is a spline. Yep, that's exactly what that is. What's that sound? I strongly recommend, if you've got a Switch, to play this game if you have not played this game. It is awesome. Nintendo know what they're doing. But yeah, so the Yoshi game uses Unreal Engine 4. I don't believe this one did. This one was their own engine. But I may be mistaken. Zelda, that was its own engine. But there's no reason why you couldn't achieve any of this with Unreal. Unreal's quite flexible enough to do this stuff. Okay, so in the Sand Kingdom, so was it Wolf who asked this question? Asked this stuff? Yeah, Wolfie. So Wolfie Set. Wolfie Set was referring to a section of this level. I'll just get to it. Do. I'll just head over there. Oh, there was oh, there is a fast travel system, but never mind. We'll just make our own way there. Again, it's fun to just play as Mario. Oh. Oh, crap. Bollocks. Let's just get back on one of these things. Okay. Yeah, so you have these little 2D Mario sections where you can go through this pipe here, and it turns into a 2D game. Which is really cool. And you pop out and you can turn back to 3D. Really cool gimmick. Love it. But there's another one up here, which is cylindrical. So I've thought about how they would achieve this before. And my thinking is I don't know. There's a few ways you could attempt to do it. One thing you could do is make this actually a three-dimensional object. It's just a really thin one. And when you lock it onto a plane like this, because you can constrain to a plane, and if you want to constrain it to a round plane, you can give it the normal of this plane. Oh, missed that. Ah, balls. I want to try the new Link's Awakening. I don't have it. I've been too busy to play many games, so I've been waiting to get a time to actually play it. But yeah, I don't have it at the moment. The ground pound the best you can in your project. Yeah, so the ground pound, all you do is obviously you have jump to launch a character. That's the launch character node in Unreal. To do a ground pound, when you do jump, sorry, not when you do jump, when you do crouch, this crouch button, if you push the crouch button while in midair, so there's a node where you can go, you can check if landed or something like that. It's I can't remember the wording exactly, but it's like is landed, and it's a boolean, and that'll tell you whether or not you're on the ground or not. So if you push the crouch when that is landed is true, you then do the ground pound effect, and the ground pound effect would be an animation, which is the bum slamming down. But to launch them fast into ground, you do launch character, but you change the Z value to go downwards. So rather than shooting them up in the air, it shoots them towards the floor, and that's how you do a ground pound. And you just do damage to anything within a radius, etc, etc, etc. So by the way, so if I miss your question, sorry, just keep repeating them and I will eventually see them. Ryan, which is Mario is your favourite and why? It may well be this one. This one's really cool and has loads of cool little secrets. If you don't know, this game, like, you have these moons to find. Some of them are pretty obvious, but they're absolutely everywhere. There's hundreds of them, and you have to do all really cool, weird stuff to find them all. It's just a matter of going around and trying to find them. So the shockwave from the player, when you hit the floor, you do it detect if on landed, and whether you're doing the butt crouch, and if you're doing the butt smash thing, you can there's multiple ways. You can just generate a damage field, which will kill everything inside its radius, or you could do it by code and calculate the damage, the radius, everything within a certain distance of it, and deal damage that way. And there's a few things you could do. I personally would probably spawn an actor, a damage actor, or a sphere collision component, and detect everything inside the radius. And if it hits in that radius, deal damage to it. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Right. Wolfie, sorry, I missed that first bit. What were you saying you want to fix? My camera turns 180 when I go left. How can I fix that? Not too sure. There could be multiple things that cause that to be the case. It's hard to say for certain. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. There's a secret bit down there. So there's a load of little secrets. Hang on. Let's get to this one. Yeah. Oh, I've already got it. Okay. So I've probably got one at the end, haven't I? Yeah, I can see I've got it already. I'll leave this bit. Oh, that's where I put my drink up. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I did. Here it is. So, for those who have just joined, what we can do, what we are doing is we're doing a case study of Mario Odyssey, and what we're doing is we're going to take something from this case study. We're taking a look at it, and what we're going to do is next week we're going to do a live tutorial on how to recreate it, at least attempt to recreate it. So, if you have any suggestions for what parts of this game you want to see recreated, a couple of things we've got already lined up is how to do a hat throw like this. And also how to do the possession mechanic of this game. So when you... there's nothing around here, I could do it too. Hang on. Bear with. I'll find something I could do it too. No, can't do it to that. So like this. You possess something else. You can move it around the map. So that's one thing. So I wanted to see how you do the fog mechanic from one of the levels. And the other one was a ground pound attack. Kim saying the transparency effect, you can create a material with a scalar parameter, set in the opacity to maximum, and set back. You just change the value. Yes, stuff like that. Yep. Have I already done this one? I have. I can see I've already got that one done. Are you talking to me, Sam? If you are, okay. I'm not autistic, but sure. Okay, I'll see what I'll do on that one. That's the easiest way back up there. So go here. Then. Oh yeah. Sorry, sorting out some stuff. Kim, yeah, Sam, I don't know what your problem is, my friend. If you're going to keep saying stuff like that, then you'll find yourself reported and blocked. Kim is saying, how about creating materials like in Mario, the reds and the greens, so that we can get a similar look and feel in our game? Look a bit cel shaded, right? No, they're not cel shaded. They're just brightly coloured. It's got a slight shade on it, so it's a bit less, well, a bit more saturated and higher contrasts and things like that. But yeah, it's not cel shaded. No. Cel shading is, you can tell where cel shading is because you have the shadows on an object are blocked out. So you can see you've got gradual gradients between light and dark. It's not just dark and then light. You've got this gradient in the middle. If you have the gradient, that means it's not cel shaded. My name is Frank. You're asking about a halo circle material. A rainbow halo, not a gold halo. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like the little rainbow effect you see on that? Borderlands isn't actually cel shaded. It's people often confuse it with cel shading. It's not actually cel shaded. It's stylized, sure, but it's not cel shaded. Because if you look at the it all comes down to that shading, the shadows. So if you have this gradual gradient between light and dark, it's not cel shaded. And in Borderlands, you'll see them shading with gradients. So yeah, no, that's a popular misconception that Borderlands is cel shaded. It actually isn't. It's just got style to it. Could we cover trying to create materials like this bright, sort of colourful, cheery, cartoony materials? We can try and do, yeah. Again, a lot of it's trial and error. Like when the guys making this game, they wouldn't have just sat down and pumped out on the first go the look of this game. It would have taken them months, trial and error, to get the different effects. Like for example, this sand. If you look at the shading of the sand, it's lit very particularly. So on harsh edges, it goes yellow, but when their camera angle is more on top of it, it goes red. So when the camera angle is like almost in line with it, it goes yellow. See? So that's quite a unique effect that you don't see often. That's not as simple as a texture. Okay, that is taking in the camera's positioning to control that effect. And what that does, it gives you these nice highlights on the dunes that you see all around the place. They're not painted on, they are rendered on through a shader. There's a moon here I can see, but I don't know how I'll get it. Oh, I haven't been over here before. By the looks of it. Forgot how you swim. There you go. Yeah, so. Oh, I'm drowning. Sorry. isn't DQ cell shading? What's DQ? AdBlue Dungeon Master. What's the difference between a vertex shader and a pixel shader? Right, vertex for the corners of object, right, but then pixels for the faces. So in graphics rendering, you have vertex shading and pixel shading. Vertex shading is the color between the vertices of an object. So meshes are like models are made of vertices, which are basically the points and corners. And vertex shading is the control of the textures between those vertices. So that's how you have, like, if you're doing texture shading, for example, texture stuff, that's vertex shading. If you're doing pixel shading is changing what the pixels are doing on an individual pixel by pixel basis. So, for example of that, that would be like if you it's more for screen-based stuff. So if you if you went all black and white, for example, that may be an example of pixel shading. So, for example, if you've done something and it turned it all black and white, you're changing the color and the effect of all the pixels you see. So therefore, it's changing the rendering output, the post-process of the pixels. And that's kind of what pixel shading does. The water effect, so the water effect they use in Mario games is very similar to the one I showed in my video tutorial on water shading. It's pretty similar. It's if we go to above it, there's something in the water here. What the hell is that? Like, what? Is there something like invisible? No, I have to have a look. Oh, maybe I have to catch fish with this dude. No. Wait, hang on. Come on. I don't know what this does. Not a clue. Dragon Quest. Oh, Dragon Quest. Possibly. Hang on, let me look at a picture of Dragon Quest. The latest one, I assume you mean. Oh, God's sake, hang on. No, Dragon Quest is not shell shaded. Cell shading, people like, I think the mistake people are making is when cell shading is when they see the black outlining stuff. That's not cell shading. That's just a rendering technique. That's nothing to do with cell shading. Again, look at the shadows, and if the shadow is clearly 2 colors or 3 colors, then that's it. That's cell shading. It's if you can spot individual gradients of shades. So looking at Dragon Quest, at least the screenshot I've got in front of me here. Dragon Quest, if I look at the shadows, I can see the smooth shadow transitions between light and dark. Therefore, it's not shadowed. It's not cell shaded. It's a cartoon art style. That's what that is. So, my name is Frank is asking about the sun reflection. Making it all rainbow-like. That would be a post-process of some description. I'm not entirely sure how to go about doing that. Not a clue. I'd have to sit down and have to experiment with that. I'm not entirely sure how I'd go about doing it. So, this one. Ooh. Oh, come on. Yeah. Death Stranding is coming out this week. Are you getting it? No, I'm not. That game, it sounds like exactly what I thought it'd be, and I'm not interested in playing it too much. I may get on PC next year when it comes out, but I'm not going to rush to play it anytime soon. Oh, is that a musical thing there? Oh, Christ, okay. Oh, shite. Oh. I'm not very good at controlling this with the... I play this game pretty much entirely in handheld mode. It's weird playing on a big screen. Never been to Sorcorn, never even heard of Sorcorn. Ah, oh, balls. Yeah, done it. Okay, Sam. That is not appreciated, is it? And you can find yourself blocked, I think. Message to everyone. Rude geography language is not allowed. We are respectful to each other. How the hell did you get up there? There's a bird thing flying around. Maybe I have to take possession of the bird. Have a look. Where did the bird go? Oh, God. Right. I do remove Sam from the channel. Can't be allowed to be in a chat channel. Okay. Maybe I'll get hold of this dude. Oh, it's just a glider, not a flyer. Right, where's this bird thing gone? It's glowing, so clearly that's something I want. What's up there? Oh, it's going to go away, isn't it, before I get up to it? It's going to come back this way? Oh, crap. No, I don't know where he's gone well off. The puffy smoke material, yeah, I like the puffy smoke material. They are obviously particles, but they are, it looks like, are they 2D images or 3D models? I think they might be 3D models. Yeah, I'm guessing they're 3D models. Over here for some reason. Been here before apparently, but I don't remember it at all. So I guess he wants me to remove all these posters. Interesting. For God's sake. Ah. Yeah. Do I teach your friend Yuri? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever taught anyone called Yuri. Non-Mario related question. I've created functions which use the get player character a lot. I want to decouple this to just reference to owning player, if that game sense. Oh, just rather than get player character, just use get character or get pawn. Just one more left. How do you think the made particles of the character's footsteps change on the material of the floor? So when you are running, as you each footstep, you do a ray cast down from each foot, or where the player character currently is, and you put a material. In Unreal, you can do like a material setting, and when it returns a certain material, you can make it do different things. So that's how you do different sounds for footsteps and things like that. Oh, God's sake, so close. So yeah, you can set up custom materials to accomplish that fact. So the next Unreal tutorial, Liam, will be something from this game. So people are discussing and have been discussing what would they like to see me try and show a tutorial for, how to recreate it from this game. Some suggestions have been the possession mechanic, some have been the hat mechanic, like throwing it out like so. Some people have said about some rendering stuff like materials and like the fog from the Hat Kingdom. Yeah, so you've got a few options. So the way it's going to work from now on is that the case study, the following week for live tutorial, will be based on that case study. So we'll take something we've witnessed and tried to figure out, and use that to help to design and create a tutorial for it. And sorry, I'm getting distracted by the damn thing. Take this. Oh, crap. Come off it. I'm going to fit. We'll play this for a little bit longer. And then we'll call it there. So if you have any further questions or suggestions for the live tutorial next week based on this game, what you've seen here today, shout them out in the chat. Oh no. Okay, I see what we're going to do here. Hang on. Oh, that was close. Oh, I need to go that way, didn't I? Bollocks. Oh, shit. It's just coins in here, isn't there? Let's go this way. Yeah. Any chance of playing Dark Souls on the stream? Never say never. One day maybe. I'm always open for suggestions for what people want to see being... Oh no, this ain't going to go well. I've got the moon, so I can get out of here. So yeah, any suggestions for future games, bring them up. So Dark Souls we could do. If there's anything particular you want me to try and figure out how things are made. That's the whole point of these case studies, is just try and hypothesize how certain things are made, and also just to take a closer look at things, and you start coming up with ideas of how you could make this that you may not have noticed beforehand. So you're approaching it from a sort of design perspective. Breath of the Wild, yeah, it does have some cool mechanics. We could do Breath of the Wild. Hello. Okay, let's go in there. I don't know what's down here. Have I been down here before? Oh. Oh, I don't know. Oh my god. Never been in this room before, I don't think. The hell is this? Oh wait, this is from the main storyline, isn't it? Yeah, so ice stuff like this gem here, it's just got refraction onto it. So if you notice how the pixels behind it are bending somewhat, that's just refraction. So you can just add a refraction value to material, and you'll do that. What? Oh, I've come out of it the other side, haven't I? I reckon. That's what this is. I would imagine. So yeah, you have. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, so one thing I do appreciate, as Liam's saying, is with Dark Souls, is that subtle storytelling. It's quite a neat way of doing it. I kind of like it because it's one of those things that the more you look at it, the deeper the story actually is. So you're rewarded kind of based on your ability to read, basically. So you're more commitment to reading all the little things. You'll get rewarded with stories. It's quite nice. Let's get out of here. Oh, there's a glowing bit thing over here. Let's have a look what's there. Oh, already got it. There's another moon there. Don't know how we get it though. Oh, have I been for this painting? Oh, look. Oh, no, they went tits up. I guess I have been here, yeah. Oh, my leg's going numb. fell in. Try and get hold of this eagle thing. The moon effect? Which moon effect? What, the spent moons, like these phased out ones? That's a really simple effect. I can show you how to do that. Nope, get back here. Nope. What do you mean, the moon? That's just a skybox. Doesn't actually do anything, it's just a picture. The sun is a lens flare. That moon effect there, you see, where it's sort of like check it out. That's very simple to do. I can show you how to do that. But no, the moon itself is just a picture. It's part of the skybox or sky sphere, whatever they've used. I would guess they use a sky sphere. Nintendo usually use sky spheres rather than sky boxes. The cool particle effect where you collect an item. Yeah, I need to collect an item. To get an idea of what we're talking about here. Hello, what's this? Trying to find between like the coins, the little sparkle particle effect. Yeah, that's something. It's just a particle effect. When you pick it up, you play the particle effect. Nothing special. But we can share that. So Liam's asking, in terms of customizing skyboxes on Unreal, how is it achieved? As after use of Unreal 4, there seems to be an emphasis on prepackaged editor as opposed to individually textured skies of Half-Life 2, for example. So you can create your own custom skyboxes. It involves having 6 images that you stitch together in, say, like Photoshop, and you tell it to be a particular type of texture. I can't remember what they call it in Unreal. A sky, maybe a sky map. I can't remember now. And then it knows what to do with it to make it wrap like around a sphere. There is documentation on their website documents about how to achieve it. But yeah, you make 6 images like a cube map images, and it combines them all together into like a sphere map for you. So yeah. DDS files, I can't remember what they call them now. But yeah, you can customize your own ones. there's some tools out there that make it a lot easier. Essentially, it's Photoshop. This way. I think we're about ready to call it an evening. So, that is it then for our case study in Super Mario Odyssey. Taking a look at quite a few things. We've got quite a few options now for next week's live stream. If you don't have any particular suggestions, I'll happy just pick one from random. We may even do a few. We'll see how much time we have next week when we actually sit down and do it. But yeah, so we're going to recreate some of these effects we've talked about tonight in Unreal Engine 4. Thank you very much for joining us. As for content coming out this week and that's out currently, we've got a new series out at the moment for making your very first game in Unreal Engine 4. That's available to all gold patrons, the whole entire series. There, if not, if you're a $1 patron or a silver patron, you get access to the first episode now, so you can see the first episode. Next week you'll get episode 2, and the rest of the public on YouTube will get it in towards the end of November. I forgot something. Patrons have also got hold of the start of another series, which is the creation of a widget being controlled by a gamepad. So if you know how to do gamepad widgets, we can definitely there's videos for that now. And if you want to see episode 2 of that, that's coming out on Monday for patrons, as well as episode 2 for the how to make your own game. What else is there? So there's a shopkeeper. There'll be more episodes than that coming out soon for patrons. Yeah, so plenty of stuff coming out. Don't forget to check it all out. And next week's live stream will be a UFO tutorial in recreating something from this game. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and thanks again, and I'll see you guys next weekend, probably. See ya.